Today we are covering designing Microsoft Azure infrastructure solutions. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, you have an Azure storage account that contains two 1 GB data files named File 1 and File 2. The data files are set to use the archive access tier. You need to ensure that the file 1 is accessible immediately when a retrieval request is initiated. Solution: for file 1, you set access tier to cool. Does this meet the goal? Options are yes or no. Correct answer is yes. Next question is, your company has an Azure Wave app that runs via the Premium App Service plan. A development team will be using the Azure Wave app. You have to configure the Azure Wave app so that it can fulfill the below requirements. Provide the ability to switch the Wave app from the current version to a newer version. Provide developers with the ability to test newer versions of the application before the switch to the newer version occurs. Ensure that the application version can be rolled back. Minimize downtime. Which of the following can be used for this requirement? Option A. Create a new app service plan. Option B. Make use of deployment slots. Option C. Map a custom domain. Option D. Backup the Azure Wave app. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you are designing a microservices architecture that will support a wave application. The solution must meet the following requirements. Allow independent upgrades to each microservice. Deploy the solution on-premises and to Azure. Set policies for performing automatic repairs to the microservices, support low latency and hyperscale operations. You need to recommend a technology. What should you recommend? Option A. Azure Service Fabric. Option B. Azure Container Service. Option C. Azure Container Instance. Option D. Azure Virtual Machine Scale Set. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, your company currently has an application that is hosted on their on-premises environment. The application currently connects to two databases in the on-premises environment. The databases are named this and this. You have to move the databases onto Azure. The databases have to support server-side transactions across both of the databases. Solution: you decide to deploy the databases to an Azure SQL database managed instance. Would this fulfill the requirement? Options are yes or no. Correct answer is yes. Next question is, you are designing a message application that will run on an on-premises Ubuntu virtual machine. The application will use Azure Storage Queues. You need to recommend a processing solution for the application to interact with the storage queues. The solution must meet the following requirements. Create and delete queues daily. Be scheduled by using cron job. Upload messages every 5 minutes. What should developers use to interact with the queues? Option A. Azure CLI. Option B. AZ copy. Option C. Azure Data Factory. Option D. .NET Core. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you have an app named App1 that uses two on-premises Microsoft SQL Server databases named DB1 and DB2. You plan to migrate DB1 and DB2 to Azure. You need to recommend an Azure solution to host DB1 and DB2. The solution must meet the following requirements: support server-side transactions across DB1 and DB2, minimize administrative effort to update the solution. What should you recommend? Option A: two SQL Server databases on an Azure virtual machine. Option B: two Azure SQL databases on different Azure SQL database servers. Option C: two Azure SQL databases in an elastic pool. Option D: two Azure SQL databases on the same Azure SQL database managed instance. Correct answer is option A.